Hey guys, Nate Madsen. I haven't been around doing the vlog much lately. Life's been crazy, but sorry about that. But I've got Skateboard going on right now. The project funded. It's about to hit its first stretch goal and might hit its second. Very, very exciting. Plenty of time there. I think something like 26 days left to go. And then I'm still working on several side projects at home. I'm also prepping for the Inside-Outside retreat. That's the saxophone with the three Bobs: Bob Reynolds, Bob Heminger. I forget the last Bob's name. But anywho, so life's been really good but busy, but I want to do a quick vlog, a quick episode about something that I notice when I look at younger people's demo reels. These are usually people who have just graduated or are about to graduate from college. And I have to tread sort of lightly here because I have a lot of family members and a lot of friends that work in academia. And I don't want to just trample all over what they do, because there's a lot of good things that are happening in academia right now. But one of the things that I need to point out to anyone who wants to be a media composer is the idea or the notion that you need to be commercially viable, mainstream commercially viable. There are exceptions, of course, to anything and to everything. So there might be some examples that you can point to, that I can point to, of professional media design where they use really unusual, abnormal types of music, types of visuals. So that happens. I understand that. But for the most part, you're going to be mainstream, so you're going to need to be able to write mainstream style media. And what I've noticed when I'm looking at younger people's demo reels is they're writing stuff that will not be that commercially viable, if I'm just totally blunt and honest about it. So my advice is, if you're considering a career where you're doing music for some kind of media, be it games, films, TV, advertising, something where it needs to be mainstream commercially viable, then study what's out there right now. And be very, very good, very fluid at recreating that. I'm not meaning be a carbon copy. I'm not meaning just out there and lose yourself and lose your soul, because every piece I write for my clients or for SciPlay, for anything, it has a lot of Nathan in it. Now, it might be mainstream to a degree, but there's a lot of me still in there. So I don't feel like my soul's dying on the inside while I'm creating this music that works for this media. But at the same time, that music is viable commercially. So I would go through and study that and learn that and become very fluid in that. And again, I've said this in other vlogs, but just remember that it's not about you when you're writing music for multimedia. It's about the brand, it's about the product. So you want to go through and make sure that that is something you're supporting, that's something you're considering. I'm reminded of a talk that Ian Zur, he did Fallout, he did drawing a blank, I apologize. Anywho, Ian Zur, I went to his GDC talk a while back, and he had this awesome idea about 80-20 rule, the 80-20 ratio. And the idea is simply to be 80% mainstream, approachable, understandable, and you can keep about 20% where it's really weird, it's different. Now that 20% can apply to all kinds of different things. That's the fun and challenging part about it, where you can be creative. Say, hey, I'm gonna make the 20% be this really interesting chord progression, but everything else, my instrumentation, my tempos, my rhythms, those are all gonna be in the norm, in the 80%. Or it could be something where, like, a melodic lead, an instrument that you're doing that's going to carry the main part of the song, that could be a really unusual instrument. It could be a custom instrument that you make out of some source recordings and some synths, that sort of thing. You have some flexibility, you have some freedom, so go about and find some ways that you can layer in some of that creative out-of-the-box thinking. The problem I see is when someone gets beyond that 20% and their piece is like 50% weird and 50% normal, or even beyond that, 75% very strange and 25% traditional. You know, there's things out there. Professional musicians, music's gone through stages and phases where, like, free jazz, you know, that's not commercially viable, and no one's really making free jazz anymore that's of serious note. Or aleatoric music, not really a mainstream thing. There are elements of it. I'm reminded of one of the cues, I think it's the asteroid belt from Star Wars 2, sorry, not Star Wars 2, excuse me, Star Wars episode 7, I think, Return of the Jedi. Oh my god, I'm butchering this. No. Star Wars episode, what is it? Episode 5? The Empire Strikes Back, I think it's that one, where it's whatever one has the asteroid belt in it. There's elements where John Williams is doing aleatoric music, but it's not the whole orchestra and it's not the whole piece. He's keeping it into a good ratio where there's identifiable themes, it matches the media, it still presents the brand well, it matches that fingerprint, that sonic fingerprint of Star Wars, but there's some aleatoric stuff happening within the cue. Keep that in mind, and then just really be focused on, if you're going to be a media composer, this is the type of path I'm going to take, these are the type of things I'm going to make, and you can still throw in some creative vibe here and there. You don't have to be just a Xerox machine, but at the same time, you don't want to be so out there that most of your clients are saying, this isn't on brand, this isn't on target, or your music's not commercially viable. Because then you're not going to get clients, and so you're not going to be working, you're going to be doing something else besides writing music, which is hopefully what you want to do. Alright, I kind of rambled all the way through that. There's going to be a lot here to edit out, but if this video struck a chord with you, no pun intended, if you like what I do, please hit like, subscribe, comment, ask questions. I'm here to help you guys out, and I will hopefully not be so long to put out the next one. Take care. Thanks so much.